But greetings, brethren, it is I, the Donkey, and welcome back to Donkey vs. Beer on this Saturday. So you know what that means. It means I'm drinking horrible, disgusting American beers that should not exist, but they do. And they should not be making money, but they do. And, yeah. This one, as you can of course see by the friggin' thumbnail and the title of the video, it is of course Pabst Blue Ribbon, PBR. Now, this particular beer I was super excited about. So, little story time. I have probably seen this beer in American media for the last 20 years, but I've never had it because they just never exported it to Germany. So the sort of beers that you can get here somewhat more regularly in various so okay, just an explanation sort of thing for the Americans. If you're an American and you've ever seen a German restaurant or a German themed place, they usually have German beers there, correct? So, in the same vein, when we have American-themed places in Germany, they'll have import, soda, so you'll get original Coca-Cola from the United States with the disgusting corn syrup in it, because ours does not have corn syrup in it. They'll have import sweets and whatever, but they'll also sometimes have import beer. However, they're generally only going to be Budweiser or Miller. That's really it. I've seen Busch once. I didn't drink it, but I saw it. I've never seen Bud Light or anything like that. It's just always very limited because they just go for the simplest thing they can get, which makes sense really. Yeah, so I've never actually had Pabst Blue Ribbon, but especially in the sort of, I would say 2005 to 2010 era, this was such a big meme beer that I was always curious what it's like. And the thing is, I'm not excited for the taste. I know it's gonna taste absolute shit. It's a popular American beer. It's gonna taste like nothing. It's gonna be awful. It's gonna suck. And I'm also having it right after this one, which was actually surprisingly good. So I'm sure this is gonna be extra awful. But we're just gonna give it a go. Because the memes are important. Yeah, it certainly smells like an American beer, i.e. of nothing. Does it say the ingredients anywhere? No, it doesn't. Shame. I wanted to see if there's anything, what crazy stuff they put in there, but probably corn. Let's face it. The color of American beers is always so off-putting because I can already tell it's so thin. There's just nothing to this beer. It's so thin. I mean, the way it... This is going to make me sound like an ultra nerd, but the way these sort of air bubbles purl up, I can tell that it's not like a pale lager. Listen, okay? I'm a German, alright? Just relax, okay? It's just a thing, I can tell. So... with that being the case, it being this pale just means it's going to be a really fucking thin beer. Goodbye, beer. You tasted very nice, and I still have you a little bit on my palate, but I shall wash you away with this processed pile of crap. Cheers. Hope I don't beat my wife later. Yeah, wow. But you know what? Okay, so obviously this is an American beer. There's very, very little to it. It's so thin, but honestly, it's better than Bud Light and Miller were. Like, what do you want from me? It's better. It's yeah, there's more to it. It's more of a beer. So go Milwaukee, I guess. You certainly kicked Bud Light's butt and Miller's butt, wherever the hell they are from, probably also from like the Midwest. I don't honestly know, but I'm sure Jack Nemo will inform me in the comments because that's a thing he likes doing to, for the algorithm and such. Thank you, by the way. That's very much appreciated. But yeah, you know what? I could absolutely imagine myself having a nice Sunday, sitting outside in front of my trailer somewhere on the prairie, and just having a few of these, and then at least yelling at my wife. Yeah, it's pretty good. No, it's obviously really bad. It's pretty much what I expected, but I am kind of positively surprised by how much there is actually to this. I mean, it's not amazing. It's not super crazy flavorful. I don't even think you could call this whatever they call it. Do they call it a lager or a pilsner? Because both of them are a lie. Oh, it's union made. Perfect. Ah, the power of socialism has flown into this one and made it slightly better than Miller. Yeah, but seriously, there is enough going on there, flavor-wise, where I could actually just sit and have a bunch of these and not be too offended. Whereas with Bud Light, that was horrific. That was nothing going on there. And Miller, yeah, just as disappointing as I remembered it, but better. And this is slightly still a little bit better. Now the problem is I don't remember what I gave Miller. I would imagine like a 1 or a 1.5. So I'm gonna give this a 1.5, just hoping that I gave Miller a 1 or an 0.5. I don't know, but yeah, it's drinkable. It's certainly not. It's certainly not appalling in any way. It's fine. Do you even want me to describe the taste? Because there's really not that much to it. It's really not worth it. It's like, it's beer with all of the complexity stripped out of it, really. It's maybe a little bit more sour than the other ones that I've had so far, which interestingly kind of just adds a little bit to it. There's barely any, I get barely any hops with this, which, usually is, I don't mind, but in this case, I just want anything, any flavor in these American beers would be just the best. Just anything. I mean, you could pour 3 drops of any kind of fruit juice in there and you would have more flavor than it already has, which is just sad. But I don't know, it's fine, and you'll definitely get drunk off of this. Because how many percentage points are we talking? I can't see because the stupid German label is plastered all over it. It's probably gonna be a 4.5 or something. But if you have enough of these, you're gonna be feeling it. So yeah, it's a 1.5. I would absolutely drink this, and then proceed to batter my spouse. But other than that, it's more or less what I expected. It's slightly above my expectations. I expected this to be just as bad as Budweiser, but hey, what do you know? It's not quite as bad. So yeah, that's my high praise for the grand city of Milwaukee, which has given us such classics as Cheese and Red Letter Media, I suppose. And really not much else. Oh, and aren't the Green Bay Packers somewhere near there? I don't even know. I know that they're from Wisconsin as well, but yeah, they're called the Green Bay Packers, not the Milwaukee Packers. So I'm guessing they're not quite in the city. Anyway, this series is going about as well as I expected it to go. These beers are just such a sad, yeah, it's such a horrible row of sad videos that I'm going to be making here. But that's the point. You're supposed to enjoy my suffering, and I'm certainly suffering because Like in the grand scheme of things, I'm happy with this one because it's a meme fulfilled. It's finally I get to drink the wife beater beer. Like that's all I wanted. Right? That's all I wanted out of this, and I got that. And I understand why you would be upset and want to beat someone up if this is all you could drink. So yeah, we're good. We've done it. We've succeeded. Hooray! Hooray for PBR! And with that, I would say thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful evening. And please, if you enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed my suffering, and if you enjoy my stupid face and my silly jokes, then consider subscribing to the channel, because I would just really appreciate that. And beyond that, do come back on another day for another beer. Take care, guys.